Module 4, classifying vector data. We can assign different symbols to features such as different objects in the same layer, depending on their attribute information when we are classifying a vector data. With this information, anybody who is using the map can now see the associated attributes of the various features. Vector data model is a common kind of data that represents the location in longitude and latitude, as well as the shape of the geographic objects, using points, lines, and polygons in 2 dimensions. And the properties of these features are included as attributes in the QGIS relational database table. When looking at the map, say for example the land use feature from the layers panel, you can see that they look alike. See the yellow color, they're all looking alike, taking a glimpse from the map canvas. This is also similar for the roads. You can see they are all black in color, and so we may not have sufficient information or enough detail about the attributes of these features because they all basically look alike. And so with GIS we can view the different attributes for all the objects in the maps. Map does not necessarily tell us about the picture. It's not just about picture, but they represent objects in location, and they still provide relevant information about the objects. And so now we want to look at the vector attribute table. All of these attributes here don't produce or give us rather just the locational information about this place. As you can see from your status bar, it doesn't just tell us about the location, that's where the object is, but it also tells us what are the attributes, what information can we gather about this object in this geographical location. From the previous exercise, you should have the protected areas loaded in your map. However, if you don't have it, use any of the previous methods I discussed in the video to load the protected area. You can access the file from the exercise file on your desktop. Open the exercise data, locate the folder called shapefile, open it up, and look for protected areas .shapefile and load it. And once this is done, you can go to your layers panel here, click on the protected area, and locate the attribute table using this icon. Click on it. Here gives you the attribute information about this geographic feature, the protected area, which is a polygon feature. And so here's the row which gives a record of the associated feature, what we were seeing on our map canvas. And also it has the column. The column is called the field. It's the individual attribute information that helps us describe it, such as the name or the ID. Just like you can see the full ID, the column, it's the attribute information that describes that geographic object. This is the name. Now let's see how a record in the attribute table is linked to a polygon feature that we see on our map canvas. You can now go back to the main QGIS window by selecting this tool. Select the features by area or single click. Now click on this tool. Make sure the protected area is selected from your layers panel. Click on it to select it. Now move your mouse to the map canvas and left click on the smaller of the 2 polygons. Now you see there are 2 polygons. This is one here and this is 2. Click on the smaller one. Is the smaller protected area. Click on it. Now you can see that the color has changed to yellow, which shows that it has been selected. Now go back to your attribute table, click on it. You will now see that the record highlighted was the record that was selected from our map canvas, showing in blue. you can close it and do it again. Select the bigger polygon for the protected area and go back to your attribute table. Now you see that the record 2 has been selected as well. Now I'm doing this again. What this tells you is it just gives you an attribute information about this protected area. We selected record 1, the smaller polygon, and so these are the attribute information you have about that selection. You can also select a feature from the attribute table. To open up the attribute table, look for the row record 1. Now you can see that this is yellow, the bigger polygon, and the smaller polygon is looking like has another color. And so what you do is you can select the row record 1 and see, and now you successfully selected the smaller polygon. If you do it again, you can see that the bigger polygon. So select the records, make sure it's highlighted as you can see, showing that it's selected, and you can see the effect. So these are and many more ways how we can select features from the attribute table. Because we have a number of displays in our map canvas, and because we don't want information to be clustered, we can easily select and filter information. And so to deselect the feature we have just selected, go to your attribute table and use this option here. Use this option, deselect all, to deselect all what we have done. And now you can see that the smaller polygon and the larger polygon has similar colors, showing that none of them have been selected. Another way to identify the location of feature is to use the flash feature tool. In your attribute table, you can right click on NSL, say this row 2 record, full ID cell, right click on it. You can make use of the flash feature. Click on it and watch what happens on your map canvas. You can see that the selected region flashes red. You can do it again. You can try it for full ID row record 1, cell 1, and click on this. Now you can see it flashing red. If you are not seeing it, you can try it, see it flashing red. And so this is another way that you can identify the location of a feature using the flash feature tool. Another useful tool that we can make use of is the zoom to feature tool, which tells QGIS to zoom to our region of interest. And so to do this, still follow the same procedure. Right click on any of the chosen cell and click on the zoom to feature. And now you can see that the polygon has been centralized on the map canvas, so we can have an idea of the zoom extent, the zoom to feature, how it looks like. With this, I'm certain that we now know how to use the attribute table to see what our data is actually like. And any data set will be useful if it has attributes about it. And so every data set does not only talk about where it is, but we also, QGIS helps us to get information, distinct information about that object. And these are several and many ways in which you can access the attributes table.